Love is God. Live in love. Live in love. Live in love.
Welcome to Oh My Sai, yet another enchanting episode of Bhagawan's experiences which bring you closer and closer to Him. This is way back in 2003, where Swami was constantly in interviews, in discourses, telling us youth to go and participate in Gram Seva, do village seva, serve the poor rural villages of India. And that was a great vision. And we took the cue from Swami's direct discourses, his direct instructions from various interviews that he has granted us. We surveyed a lot of villages. We ensured that the survey is done in a format and the manner which Swami had guided us, which allows us to actually take a look into what are the real problems at a village level and do some projects which will benefit the entire village at a large and annihilate their problems which have been there for many, many years in the villages. So there was one such village near Karjat, the beautiful village which is on a hillock. The Sahyadri mountains are all of mountains, and all these Adivasi villages, many of them are actually on the hills. And even to fetch one pot of water, they have to actually trek 3 to 4 miles down and get the water on their head. And mainly this job is done by the rural women villagers, and a lot of painstaking efforts just to get water at their doorstep. Now, when we did this survey, we figured out that water is the main concern. We went with the survey to Bhagawan. He called us for an interview. He guided us. Yes, the water project is the right thing to do here. And Swami said, if you do one water project here, then you'll solve many problems. Problem of ill health. Now, what actually happened was in the village, women were having back problems because 3-4 handis they used to carry up on the hill every day, and they had got back problems, knee problems, and so on. Children of the village, they used to not go to school but help their mothers to fetch water. So education was not proper, and children could not get proper education because of this one problem. Because of laxity of water, skin disease was a common problem in the village. So Swami's vision was so fantastic. He said, one water project and it will solve all these problems. And it was so true. So we decided to do Bhumi Puja for the water project on 22nd of August 2003. I can still remember the date very clearly because this was my rebirth. And all of us, 150 youths from Mumbai, went to participate in Gram Seva on the Bhumi Puja for the water project with all the fervor and festivity. We all went there. 1,800 villagers participated with a hope and ray in their eyes that there will be water at our doorstep by Bhagwan Baba, provided by Bhagwan Baba. And those eyes of villagers said so much to us that generations after generations, villagers have suffered due to lack of water. And today, they have that hope that within next few months, they will get water. And we started working on that water project from 22nd August onwards. On the Bhumi Puja ceremony, there was Narayan Seva for 1,800 villagers. It was a rainy season, so we had built pandal. And there was huge shamiana there. We had placed big, huge Swami's photograph there. And our elders were speaking to the villagers in Marathi. And we were all seated. And I was sitting in the front where Swami's photograph was kept on the top. It was properly tied. And Swami's forehead, we had put kumkum. And Swami's photograph had a garland, etc. And when that speech was going on, there was a gush of wind because this pandal was erected on a hillock. And maybe we had tied this photograph properly, but maybe because of the gush of the wind, the photograph tumbled and fell on me, and I had to catch the photograph. And because of that, all Swami's kumkum etc. was all entirely splashed red on my white clothes, red kumkum. And that incident was over, and people were served. Narayan Seva was done. A lot of inauguration duct were being done by the villagers, by the volunteers, and there was a nice atmosphere. And the function got over at about 4:30 on a Sunday, and we started back home, little realizing that we are starting back home during Rahu Kalam. And one of my brothers who was driving this car, he had his own car, Scorpio, and the roads to Mathiran and Karjat are very curvy, and it was a lot of rains that day, so roads were really wet and slippery. Now Ajay, who was our brother, it was his car and he was driving the car, and he had to reach home, so he was almost driving at the speed of about 120 kilometers per hour in that small road. So I said, and there were 5 of us in the car, 3 of them sitting behind, our brothers. So moment the first curve came, the car slipped a bit, and I said, brother, be careful. The road is wet and we have to. He said, don't worry, main hu na. Then the next curve came, and again car slipped a bit. Again I requested brother. He said, okay, I'll take care, don't worry. Third curve came, and it was a very sharp curve, and our brother could not negotiate that curve, and the left wheel of the Scorpio went down the road, and it was all slushy mud, and as a result, the car toppled. The car toppled once, twice, thrice, four, I don't know how many times. It almost traveled at that speed and halted after half a kilometer or so. And when it halted, there was this music CD which was being played in the car, which even after the accident it continued to play it, and the shabda were बहके मेरे कदम थे मैं होश पे नहीं था सही राह पर चलूंगा सही राह पर चलूंगा, means my feet were I was not in my real conscious. बहके मेरे कदम थे मैं होश पे नहीं था, I was not in my consciousness, but still by your grace I will walk on the right path, is what was the rough meaning of this song. So moment the car slipped, I caught onto the handle and I just closed my eyes and I said, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, because there was no way to survive at that speed, and I could see a lot of vehicles coming the other way, and the car just slipped and toppled many, many times before it finally halted. And when it halted, the car ceiling was on the ground and the wheels were on the top. So a very massive accident, and finally the car stopped, and I told you this song was playing, and brother who was driving the car, he said, is everybody all right? Is everybody all right? There were 3 voices from behind, and all of them said, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. There was I did not respond to Ajay on that because I could not hear at that point of time what he said, and I was completely in that Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram mode. So when Ajay did not get a response from me, he shook me and said, Litesh, are you okay? I came back to my consciousness and I said, I think so, I'm okay. And then Ajay was relieved that I'm okay, because all of us had a major accident, and we were actually lying ulta because the car was topsy-turvy. And the song was playing, so I heard the song and I started laughing because it was such an apt song for that particular moment. And then finally, while all this was happening, our brothers who were following us in the bus realized that there is a major accident and our car has met with an accident. So all of them came down and was trying to open the doors of Scorpio, but it could not open. So then finally they somehow managed to get from the villagers throw bars, etc., where they broke open the glasses of the vehicle and somehow they pulled out the 3 people from behind, and then Ajay, and then finally and I don't know why, but it was a continuous by hearing that song I was laughing continuously. So Ajay thought there's something hit my head and I have gone mad, and that's why I'm laughing. But anyway, brothers came and they told me, you laugh later, come outside because the vehicle is completely ulta and it can catch fire anytime. I realized how major then accident was. So I released the seatbelt, I fell on the top and then crawled out somehow of the vehicle, and I checked my body whether everything is okay or not. And there was not even a scratch on my body, brothers and sisters. Now, this has happened on a Sunday afternoon around 4:45 to 5. My brother was that time serving Swami in Prasanthi Nilayam, and he was with Swami doing his duty. Swami came down from his residence for darshan at that point of time. And the moment he came down and opened, then the lift opened, Swami looked at my brother and said, वो तुम्हारा बॉम्बे ब्रदर का बहुत बड़ा एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, पूरा गाड़ी टॉपल हो गया है, but there is nothing to worry, I have saved them. Swami spoke these sentences to my brother and he walked for darshan as if nothing has happened. So immediately my brother stayed back and he called me. And this was the moment where I had just got out of the car from the accident and I saw my brother's phone ringing. So I picked up and I had decided not to tell anything because unnecessarily there will be panic at home because major accident, but nothing has happened. So why trouble others and make others miserable? So my brother called from Puttaparthi, who was serving Swami at that point of time, and said, Litesh, what happened to you? I said, nothing happened. Why? Who told you? He said, no, Swami just came down for darshan and he told, तुम्हारा बॉम्बे ब्रदर का बहुत बड़ा एक्सीडेंट हो गया है and पूरा vehicle topple हो गया है, but there is nothing to worry. I have saved them. Is this true? Have you met with an accident? My God, that was a time of Oh My Sai. I realized 1,000 kilometers away, Bhagawan Baba was there protecting us, ensuring that we are not hurt. We are his children. And tears of gratitude rolled out my eyes. I told my brother, this is what has happened, a big accident, but really Swami has saved us. Please give our reverence and gratitude to Swami. I'll try to come to Puttaparthi as soon as possible. And this is how, brothers, Swami saved my life. And today I am alive only because of Bhagawan. Next day, the vehicle was towed down by our other Sai brothers to the Mahindra garage. And the garage owner said in a typical Bombaya language, कितने आदमी ये vehicle में से टपक गए? Meaning, how many people have passed away in this car because of the accident? And when our brothers told him that none has passed away, he was shocked and he told them that I have repaired so many accident cars and such status. I have never seen somebody surviving such a massive accident. So that was one piece. Now, 3 days later, my other brothers who were surrounded us, who had come, I had taken car photographs of accident, etc. I collected all those pictures, made an album, and came to Parthi after 3 days. Swami looked at me and said, "Kabhi aaya?" And then he called us for an interview. In that interview, there were some Italian people also. So Swami said, "Tell in English what happened." So I showed the album to Swami, and others were looking at the album. And first I showed it to Swami. He looked at the car pictures, and Swami lovingly smiled at me and looked at the car pictures, and then said, "Tell in English to this people what happened." So I narrated this entire incident in front of Swami in the interview room to all the people who were present there, and then paid my loving gratitude and respect to Swami for having saved the life. To which Swami told all the people and me in the interview, "If you do Swami's work, I will save you. It is my responsibility to save you." So brothers and sisters, Swami's work is our priority. It doesn't matter what other work you have as your priority in life. But if you make Swami's work his priority, he will take complete charge of your life. He will save your life. He will guide your life. He will protect you from anything. So this is one such Oh Sai moment for me, Oh My Sai moment for me. And there are many such through my life which he has guided me. If I connect all these experiences and dots in my life, I can only say that even if I offer my complete life to Swami, it is not enough. So how much our gratitude this loving mother has, we can give to our loving mother, it's not enough, because her compassion is infinite. If we don't even listen to her words or his words, he will ensure that we come back on track, because his love for us is abundant. He knows everything about us more than what we know, better than what we know about ourselves. Loving Sai Ram,